The training room was dimly lit, fluorescent lights buzzing faintly overhead, casting shadows along the concrete walls. Rows of targets were set up, and the scent of gun oil lingered heavily in the air. Cadets moved through drills with the mechanical precision of repetition, their boots scraping across the worn floor, rifles held just tightly enough to show control, not aggression. She waited near the far wall, hood pulled low over her head, hands tucked into the pockets of her tactical jacket. Her posture was relaxed, almost casual, but every muscle in her body hummed with alertness. She was calm, poised, unassuming, a presence that, at first glance, seemed like any other observer, but she was not. A small group of cadets approached the front, laughing quietly amongst themselves. One, a confident young sergeant named Mills, noticed her standing alone. "Well, look who we have here," he said, loud enough for his friends to hear. "Just standing there like she owns the place? What's the story? Lost or just hiding something?" His friends snickered, nudging each other. One of them reached to pat him on the shoulder, clearly enjoying the performance. She tilted her head slightly, letting the hood fall just enough to reveal a glimpse of the sharp eyes beneath. Not a single muscle betrayed emotion. Mills stepped forward, hands on his hips. "Seriously, who wears a hood in a room like this? And what's with the tattoos? Don't tell me you're trying to intimidate us with some ink." A ripple of laughter spread through his group. They assumed dominance, comforted by the number of witnesses and their own arrogance. She remained still, letting their words hang in the air, their laughter echoing off the concrete walls. Then, slowly, she stepped forward, not aggressively, not hurriedly, but with the quiet certainty of someone completely aware of every ounce of control in the room. The air seemed to tighten, the buzz of fluorescent lights felt sharper, the scent of gun oil more pungent, as if the world itself held its breath. Mills looked at her, expecting hesitation, uncertainty, maybe even fear. Instead, he saw something else entirely. Every step she took radiated authority, skill, and a history that he couldn't yet place. "You think this is a joke?" she asked quietly. Her voice was soft, but carried a weight that instantly cut through the bravado in the room. Mills chuckled nervously. "It's just a little fun. Don't take it so seriously." She stopped a few feet away, letting her hands fall from her pockets. Slowly, deliberately, she pushed the hood back, revealing the full scope of her presence. Tattoos spiraled across her arms and shoulders, maps, coordinates, tactical symbols, insignias of elite operations. They weren't decorative, they were records of missions, precision, and lethal experience. The laughter died instantly. Every cadet froze mid-motion, eyes widening. The room seemed to shrink around her. From the far corner, a figure stepped forward, the SEAL commander overseeing the session. He had been watching quietly, hands folded, evaluating the cadets' performance, observing their focus and technique. But when her hood came off and the tattoos were revealed, his face drained of color. A faint gasp escaped his lips, almost imperceptible, but enough to catch the attention of the cadets closest to him. He had seen a lot, trained many, and witnessed countless operations, but he knew instinctively that she was someone of extraordinary skill, someone dangerous, someone the young cadets had just underestimated in the most spectacular way. She moved closer to the line of cadets. Her pace was measured, deliberate, each step an assertion of authority without a word. "Respect isn't given, it's earned," she said, her voice low, calm, but with an unmistakable edge. Mills' confident smirk faltered. His hands twitched slightly, his mind racing. How could he have been so wrong? He had mocked her as a simple observer, a hooded stranger, completely unaware of the lethal experience she carried in every line of her body and in the ink of her skin. The SEAL commander, still pale, moved closer, a subtle but unmistakable acknowledgement. His gaze met hers for a brief moment, a silent recognition of rank, skill, and the lethal capability she represented. Mills noticed it too, and the weight of realization hit him like a physical blow. "Control," she said, her tone even but commanding. "Precision, discipline. You will remember this." The cadets, frozen in awe, began to absorb her presence, the authority she carried, and the silent lesson that had just been delivered. Every gesture, every step, every tattoo told a story of missions executed with deadly efficiency, of experience earned under fire, and of a capability far beyond anything they had encountered in their structured, controlled training environment. Mills swallowed hard, trying to regain composure. "I didn't—" She interrupted him with a gentle shake of her head. "You judged based on appearances. That was your first mistake. Your second is thinking that laughter gives you control here." A younger cadet whispered, almost to himself, "I didn't know anyone could be that lethal." She caught his eye briefly, her expression calm, but carrying an almost imperceptible warning. "Now you do." The SEAL commander stepped fully into the room, his posture straightening as he moved to stand beside her. "This is what we train for," he said firmly, though his voice was quieter than hers. "Skill, patience, and respect. Do not forget it." Mills tried to recover some semblance of his earlier confidence, but every step she took reminded him of his misjudgment. The confidence he had carried into the room evaporated instantly, replaced with the stark realization of what true skill and authority looked like. She moved along the line of cadets, demonstrating proper handling of firearms, tactical stance, and operational awareness. Every movement was precise, deliberate, and fluid. The cadets followed her instructions, some instinctively mimicking her form, others struggling to reconcile the person they had mocked with the lethal professional before them. By the time she finished the demonstration, Mills had learned more than any lecture or drill could have taught him. Respect had been earned through presence, authority had been asserted through skill, and assumptions had been shattered with a simple action, the removal of her hood. The room, once filled with laughter and casual arrogance, now resonated with focus, discipline, and quiet reverence. The cadets understood in that instant that appearances could be deceiving, that true ability demanded respect, and that authority was something demonstrated, not assumed. When she finally stepped back, allowing the SEAL commander to give a subtle nod of acknowledgement, Mills and the cadets alike understood the unspoken truth. This was someone they would never underestimate again. She replaced her hood casually, tattoos partially hidden once more, but the message had been delivered. Every cadet in that room would remember the instant the hood came off, the tattoos were revealed, and the SEAL commander turned pale in recognition. The lesson was clear. Skill, experience, and earned authority outweigh arrogance, mockery, and assumptions. And sometimes a single moment, a hood pulled back, a silent presence, can rewrite everything a group thinks it knows about power and respect. As she walked out of the training room, her movements calm and measured, the cadets and the commander alike understood that what they had witnessed was not just a demonstration, it was a revelation. Her reputation would precede her forever, and the story of the day the SEAL commander turned pale when she stepped forward would be told over and over in whispers, in awe, and in the quiet acknowledgement of true mastery. She left the room, leaving a lasting imprint on everyone who had underestimated her. The SEAL commander remained still for a moment, recovering his composure, knowing he had just witnessed the embodiment of lethal precision, earned authority, and absolute respect. And in that moment, every cadet, every trainee, and every observer understood a profound lesson. Never judge what you cannot comprehend, never mock what you do not understand, and never assume that quiet presence means absence of power. Her step forward had changed everything.